whether we are rate him or not, you're French international.
He
all
just
these
played in
things.
the Euros though, blood.
This is what I'm saying. Why have you not got a club? Like, what is going on with you not to have a club? I mean, when you're hungry, any food put on a table is gonna, you're gonna want it. But I like Rabiot, but nah, man. You're not gonna give him the wages he probably wants, and he's probably not gonna be in Arteta's plans like that. But if he was in the squad right now, I'd be a lot happier going into the Spurs game. But
Like, get him in on a deal until the end of the season.
if he's on running that and Arteta's on it, shit, get it done, innit? Really and truly.
Even an 18-month deal, because that would just end next season.
I mean, if it makes sense, do it, innit? Because if we had him going into the Spurs game, I'd feel a lot more comfortable, man. But boy, I don't think he's our cup of tea, if I'm honest. I don't think they're onto him like that.
Arteta signed a new deal, fam. 3-year deal, running until June 2027. He's spoken as well. Where's his quote? He spoke. I want to see what he said to the fans. He also said Stan and Josh Kroenke are the hungriest sports people I have ever met. I've never seen ownership like that. The level of support they give you, that's something incredible.
He's capping, man. He's that Arteta big you up, but he doesn't want to get the sack in it. Who is gonna outright get onto their boss in a boss environment? And you've been at Man City in it, so he's Gaffer. I rate you, but you're capping with that one, man. Big them up if you do feel like that.
He's chatting pure shit, blood. He's trying to.
Yeah, he's chatting, man. He's chatting.
He's trying to get
that the PR thing.
You know me? He's trying to.
That's a PR thing from the Gaffer, man. That's a PR thing.
That's pure PR, blood. But this is his message to the Arsenal fans after signing the new 3-year deal. He says, I'm extremely proud, very excited, and I'm looking forward to what is coming next. I'm proud to be where I am, and I have the relationships that I have with everyone at the club. I feel extremely lucky to work every single day with good people and the ambition we have here. I feel very inspired. I feel challenged. I feel supported. And I want to do much more than what we've already done together. We ain't done nothing. Together with the players and everyone at the club, we are looking forward to the coming years with our supporters who have emotionally transformed the club and the team. Our supporters have transformed individuals, and we are different now. You can tell that we are different, and for me, that is down to them. We look forward to continuing the journey together. And there they are, blood. You understand?
Fucking hell, Tim Lewis, man. Let it go, man. You have to accept when you're boarding sometimes, man. He's moving mad. Big him up, but you're hanging on.
He's clinging on for dear life, blood.
Clinging on, bro.
Look at that, blood. Look at that thing on. Look at that thing there, bro.
Yeah, let it go, big man.
Look at this fraud here.
Eddie, I've tried to defend you, man. Like, I do think you get a harsh rep, but you don't cover yourself with it in any glory, Eddie, man. Shout out the Gaffer.
Do you think? Obviously, we've known that this was in the works. We both spoke on it, and we both think that it was done. Like when they was over in America on the preseason tour. Obviously, we was in Cali, so that's probably when it was done. For me, the timing is what I'm saying, isn't it? You get me? If he wins us a trophy this year, then it will look like a masterstroke, innit? But if we don't win a trophy this year, it's gonna look very, very dumb, blood. You understand? Because we haven't really achieved nothing, blood. You get me? Yeah, we're competitive. We're in a better state than we was when he took over. But can he get us over the line, blood? You get me? If we finish this season trophyless, bro, that's 5 years.
You said it there, Troops, man. And like, what is this? 5 years? This is his 6th year at the club. This is probably what's going to be our 3rd title aspirations season kind of thing. I'm happy with it because, again, we've signed new players, we've committed players to their contracts. You knew he was going to talk about this at some point in terms of him signing that deal. So there is a bit of stability. I agree with what you said there in that the conversation has gone from one love, Mikel, for the rebuild we've done and all of that sort of stuff. It's about, can you get over the line? But then the club might be happy. They might say, we're happy with the progression. You know, if he doesn't win the league, they might still leverage the fact that City are doing what they're doing. If we still finish second or third and there's still improvements, that might be cool for those above Mikel Arteta. And as much as I like Arteta, there's been times he could have been sacked at other clubs. And it's a unique situation where, like, the man he's sitting next to at this moment in time, clearly Edu doesn't get his way as much as Arteta. You know, Arteta gets his way. He will probably be clipped before it. So for me, it needed to happen, innit? I'm kind of cool with it. I'm a bit cautious for the, you know, the fact that he signed a 3-year deal, because, you know, in the next 12 to 18 months, potentially we're having this conversation again. I don't think the club want to sack him, because whether people rate the man or not, you know, there's a lot of clubs that will have him if they were to sack their gaffers or their gaffers were leaving. So yeah, but as you said there, you know, for us as fans, of course, naturally want a trophy, but for him, I think Arsenal fans like to have it both ways, bro. I think you've got some that are overly negative and some that are overly positive. Like, I like Arteta, but if I rate you this much and I believe you're the guy or this, that, the third, I have to ask why there's not trophies. And I think there's too many excuses. And last season, we didn't win the league, not because of City. They're great and they do all their things, but we lost the league because of ourselves. So Arteta needs to get something over the line. Needs to, man. There's been money spent. You've been here for a while. Everyone can see the team is developing. And, you know, I do think when Arteta speaks, he speaks with conviction, and you do see it on the football field. But we're in the process of winning trophies. The man himself says it. So it's time to deliver, man. And this is what I'm saying. You know, in life, you start as you mean to go on. Have we set ourselves and put in the best way and put our best foot forward based on the transfer window? I'm sure you'd agree. No, we haven't. We've done some good, some bad. It's a mixed bag, which has always been the case, unfortunately, with our football club since we moved to the Emirates. So madness.
So even if we didn't win that this year, you'd keep Arteta?
Context is key. Like, obviously, if my man finishes 8th, 9th, there's no evident areas of improvement, I'd still keep him, if I'm honest with you. Don't get twisted. If you was to say, DG, listen, there's someone that can do what Arteta does, he's more experienced, and you feel,
Say you finish 4th, would you keep him? Because what's the difference between 4th and 2nd?
There's no difference. If you don't win the league, then it doesn't really matter.
Literally 4th and 2nd, because that's a Champions League place. So whether you finish 2nd or 4th, you're getting the same outcome. You're
getting the same outcome. But I think that for me, there'd have to be either a massive fall off, or two, you need to, and I'm not saying to keep him for the sake of it. He does not have a free hit with me. You either there needs to be a mad fall off, or there needs to be someone available that we're believed can get him over, can get the job over the line, can get over the line, can win us a league or whatever. If you could provide me with that, or the board were to say to me, which they won't, that there's a new guy out there, go and get it done. I've got no allegiances to Mikel Arteta beyond that, but yeah, man, like, we're just gonna go around the same houses again. We're gonna need the same a new manager to do something. And I'm not saying this to keep the man. That's just what I feel, man. It's a delicate scenario, man. There'd have to be a real big fall off for me to say, you know what, Arteta cut. But equally, as I said, you rise up a manager that can get us over the line. I'm with you with that. Arteta, one love. It's like, I love Bukayo Saka. If there is a right winger out there that is twice the ability of Saka and he wants to sign for the club, go and get it done, because ultimately we're better, man. It's a techie one.
If he finish, if he don't win a trophy, bro,
he needs to.
Conversations need to run, blood.
No, uncomfortable conversations.
We're talking 5 years. We're talking 700 million.
No, 100%. Money's been spent, and I want to pick my words carefully, but I think since we've won the FA Cup, we've thrown that down the bin, and the league obviously we haven't got over, man.
The cup tom competitions is
mad.
Mad.
And you can't afford to. If I'm honest, Arteta, you ain't got the clout to do that, because not even Pep or Klopp do that. You need to get over the line. But then again, you've got Arsenal fans that will sit there and go, oh, you know what? I'm happy we're out the FA Cup because of the schedule. We would have had all of these games. We want to be a competitive club. You need to win something for our fans' sake, but for his own sake. You know, again, the goalposts will shift. People will say it's only a league or FA Cup, but you've got something. And that's where I agree with you as well, in that, yeah, we're competitive and whatnot. But if football as a sport ends tomorrow, there's nothing to significantly like to put in place what Arteta has done. Yeah, in 2020, he won the FA Cup. But since we've been arguably one of the best teams in the Prem, there's nothing to remember about it. So he needs to win trophies. The man himself says it. That is what we're trying to do. So he needs to do a thing, man.
I just think it's the wrong time, man. I mean, I get that his contract runs up at the end of the season, but bro, if we finish 3rd and win no trophy, and we've given him another 3 years, How much
So it
more
would have
money?
been the right time for you then.
How much more money we're gonna throw at it? Because
We're
Chelsea
committed
for
now.
spending all that money, but we're catching them up, blood, and we ain't winning.
We're too far to turn back. They're gonna like the club are saying, "Oh, Arteta's my guy. We're doing this now. Like this is what we're doing." So when would have been the right time for you? Because I'm saying probably pre-season, if that's the case. I think this is a feel-good factor thing, announcing it now ahead
For
of the North
me,
London derby. But yeah,
if you don't announce it before the start of the season, then I'm not all for, I'm not for this announcing it during the season. Like,
I hear
unless he's
that.
been linked to a big club and there's actually like concrete evidence that there's a possibility he could join that club, then you
I
announce
hear
it
that.
during the season. But these kind of things should be announced before the start of the season, because
But then it tells you, bro, like that's where the club. This is where the club's at. Like, so all that talk that me and you are having about if he doesn't win a title and this that, they're
that's
not
what I'm
on what
saying.
we're on.
I'm not saying get rid. I'm saying if you don't win something, blood.
No, I'm speaking broadly. I'm not saying you're saying that, but
No,
that's
I'm just
like
saying in general. Like
tells
for
us, right?
me, it's if you don't win something.
There definitely has to be uncomfortable conversations if we don't win something. There definitely has to be for Arteta, for the players, for the club. Because I think we're 90% doing what we need to, but that extra 10%, these fine margins and these phases, when are we gonna do this thing? There has to be uncomfortable conversations. Obviously, best case scenario would have been, we win the league, they announce he's staying. So yeah, man, boy,
Because
I
we
just think
just,
it's a feel good thing.
yeah, because it's just with Odegaard injured, with Rice missing,
Yeah,
Moreno, the Calafiori news, they know that we're kind of down in the dumps. We're kind of looking at this derby, not how we was looking at it. Like we were like, all right, cool, Rice is missing, but you know what? We got Odegaard there. We can still make things run. You understand? We can just play Partey, Odegaard, and Jorginho. Cool. Odegaard's there. He can do what he does. Now that you've lost Odegaard, it's like, yo, blood. You get me? How the fuck you gonna?
you're
How we gonna?
triggering me all over again.
Bro, it's mad still. I'm not gonna lie.
Even the fact that he signed a 3-year deal, bro, could it be said that obviously he's ran this essentially into the last year, but could you say like he's saying I'm not really on committing any further? Because does
because
he
he wanted to.
necessarily believe
He's
he's in back?
thought about leaving before as well, blood. Let's not
100%.
forget that it's crossed his mind when he like
Remember
when
he rejected it first time as well. The first time he was offered it, so he's a thinker's man.
so he's looking at it and seeing like, yo, what's available over there? Maybe if okay, cool. So he might bounce then, and he might have his eyes on a job.
Naturally, you should, because Arteta's not dumb. Whether people rate him or not, the City job becomes available, he'll be a candidate. I'm not saying he should manage Real Madrid.
It's him or the Girona manager.
Yeah, like even he would be on Real Madrid shortlist. He'd be on Barcelona's shortlist. I'm not saying he's the best thing since sliced bread. He would feature on a lot of big club shortlists.
Yeah.
So you've got to play on that. Let's remember, in the most respectful way to Arteta, he's a baby in managerial terms. He's a young, very young manager, and it's naive to expect him to stay at Arsenal to be like Ferguson or Wenger. So he's probably leveraging that, man. Obviously, he's been given a wage boost as well, but it now needs to correlate to winning stuff because it goes back to what I said on your very first show. My biggest fear is that Arteta does good things here, he makes mistakes, he learns everything he needs to learn, he F's off and does his thing elsewhere, and we haven't got anything to show for it of significance. This is my issue. Like
we've seen that with players, like we've nurtured them, groomed them, and then they've gone on to bigger and better things.
This is
Champions League, Premier Leagues, La Ligas, whatever you want to fucking.
The list is endless.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually endless, blood. And I get what you're saying, where you don't want to see that with the manager.
I don't want to see that, bro. Like, because it doesn't help me. Like, I like what Arteta is doing at the football club, but I don't support Arteta beyond the fact of you manage this football club. I support Arsenal. Like, I don't want you to F off somewhere and for instance, I don't know, he might have tried something at Arsenal, it didn't work. Oh, I tried it at Arsenal, it didn't bang. Let me try a different thing here, and then it might be successful. Like you said there, like when it came to the player thing, it's like we're the farmers that plant the fruits, that look after the tree. When it's time to taste the mango and whatnot, we're not enjoying that. And I don't want that to be us. That's why it needs to be a two-way street. But I think those above Arteta, they're happy with where we are. Like they're generally happy. I'm not saying they don't want to win leagues. Yeah, they're cool with it.
They're back where we was.
Yeah, they're calm with it.
The only difference is we used to win a couple of FA Cups under Wenger. Now we're just second.
We're just there, yeah. We're just here.
But it's just Champions League money. It's just keeping them happy because that's what it was. They was happy.